So welcome back to Rise of the Ghurids, and of course last time we became a king, the king of Ghurid. And you know what, it's a weird shaped kingdom, I'll admit it, but you know what, it works and it makes us a king. Now I have been asking for a lot of suggestions about what sort of culture we should make. So I've gone through all the comments and I think this works out kind of best for what we want. Remember, we want to live in mountains and build tall. They are main things. So, bureaucratic plus 15% development growth. And I thought for language, we're going more towards the east, right, with our expansion pretty soon. So why not flip our language from West Iranian to East Iranian? I thought that would be pretty interesting. But the biggest thing, our traditions. Now, we switched out the ARs for mounting homes. These are the heavy infantry we've been using. We've already got 2 stacks of them. And I believe even without the tradition, you can still increase their size. So we should still keep these 2, even though we've taken out that tradition. And instead, we have picked up mountain homes. It gives you extra bonuses with quarries. We also gain prestige when completing buildings in mountain or desert mountain terrains, which if we look at the terrain, you can see our capital and like all of our land we want to build up in is all desert mountains. So we could get a lot of prestige from that. And all of our counties get plus 35 more development growth in desert mountains. Yes. And then other bonuses, cheaper building constructions in mountains as well. 10%. That is going to be huge. And then we've paired that with industrious. This gets us 25 more development growth when a building is constructed up to once per year, plus 15% quicker construction time. Now, we kept city keepers because this allows us to get the guild's level of buildings an era early. I was considering swapping it out for castle keepers, as you know, we're mainly going to hold castles, but guilds are great for development growth, so I did decide to keep that. Now, irrigation experts gets us another 35% development in deserts, so I don't think that does affect the desert mountains, but even still, there's a fair bit of desert where we're going to go, so I don't mind that. I think it works, although we could swap that out for something. And we also decided to keep Beacon of Learning because that gives us access to the Court Scholar. And if we look at this, up to 3 more learning, that's fine, but also up to 10% faster cultural fascination progress. So paired with all this development growth, we should be able to get a lot of unlocks for our culture and make it really advanced. So I want to say this isn't like the final culture. Over time, we will add stuff and remove stuff, you know, but this, I think, is a nice base for us to start with. It was also recommended as well, if we look at cultures, and it was this culture over here. They have Himalayan settlers, and if we later form a hybrid culture with them, we could pick that up, and that does give us an extra 20% more development growth in mountains. So that could be something we do a little bit later as well. So for all this, we need 9,000 prestige. We're only making 5.4, and we are 49. So, if we're going to do this, it's going to be quite tough. Ooh. We can vassalize the Zumbills. Oh, do we do it? Or do we just leave them? I don't know if we do that or not. It's nice kind of having an ally, isn't it? I think I'm going to leave him. I think there's no reason to do that. Demand some payment. We're going to leave that for now as well. But how are we going to do this? We're going to do... This is also recommended to get a lot of prestige. We'll do a Majesty Grand Tour. So if we do that, we can go around to all of our vassals' land. Now with this, because this is going to be so many events, I'm probably going to miss a couple out because otherwise this will be like 40 minutes of just events, which is all right. But I want to get some stuff done and, you know, it's just talking to our vassals time and time again. So it would take probably an hour to read through all of these. So instead, we will skip a few of them. We're going to take Silk Road merchants with us as well. Because, you know, you never know. Maybe along the way, we can get some trade deals. So let's see. Entourage, more prestige gain if we do that. So we're going to pay that. And luxuries, it's more prestige gain again. You know what? Let's just spend 771 gold doing this. And let's hope it does get us a decent amount of prestige. Hopefully. We can also... we can't romance while we're traveling, but after we could romance as a secondary spouse. Grand Tour, a majestic start. The time has come for me to depart for my grand tour. My court is packed, ready and raring to go. Our first stop will be my vassal, Malzaban Poya's castle. So we've gone to this guy, it seems, actually first. And word has reached me that my plans have been interrupted and it is no longer possible for me to pay a royal visit to Guzgun. The shadow of war has been cast over him. Okay, he's at war. Fair enough. I can understand that. He hasn't just rejected me for no reason. There we go. Our first visit. I receive a welcome worthy of a Shah at the gates of Marzipan Poya's castle. And there is little doubt that the splendor of my train has made a great impression. Let's see. So this is a guy, he did convert. So hopefully on this grand tour as well, we can make some friends, right? That would be very helpful. So a cake to remember. I sit at the dinner table awaiting my dessert, and when it finally arrives, I can scarcely contain my rage. I am appalled to see what is supposed to be a cake in the shape of Tajik Fort sagging miserably under its own weight on my plate. Is this some kind of insult towards my prowess? I can only feel insulted to look at the thing. But from Poppy's puppy-like eyes, I can tell this was a sincere attempt of flattery. We can say, oh, I love it, and it becomes more majestic, or how dare you. No, it's fine. We're trying to make friends. Now, my daughter has come of age, and she picked up Mastermind Philosopher. Not bad at all. So, his Ashwa grows tired at life at his court, and we can actually make him come with us. He may be offended though, so I can be a shoulder to cry on at least. Let's not annoy our vassals, right? I think that would be the smart thing to do. And a courtly exchange. So my son-in-law has approached me, claiming to have been given Poya's permission to come and join his court. So we just said no. You're with my daughter. No, you're not going anywhere. There we go. A part in demand. So I have concluded my royal visitation, and now my procession prepares to depart. Poya and his court are all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presents. Yes, give me money. He gave in, so we got prestige, and it become more majestic. Nice. So now we arrive at the human's court. I follow human as he shows me the way around the festival, and now he announces, as we enter the castle grounds, what I expect to be my pleasant surprise. I raise my eyebrow when we find a marvelous fountain, all in white stone, with a silver pipe, copiously running with clear juice. Some people gather around it, laughing and throwing coins in the well. Let's all drink together. We get some popular opinion or wishing well. You know what? We'll make a wish. We have the rude gestures. So I cannot believe my eyes. Shinji starts gesturing towards human, what is considered highly offensive in Tajik culture. So Marzipan human shouts and calls Shinji explicit names. While his men hold him back, it seems like he is not going to calm down on his own. I have to do something to ease the tension. So hold on, it's just a misunderstanding. I can berate him or offer gold. It's just a misunderstanding. And there we go. It became more majestic. Time for tribute. And he refused. So we get an imprisonment reason on him. Why refuse? And now we go to our nephew and Chancellor. Now, this guy loves me, so he better give me a tribute. But apparently, as I and my entourage ride along, I hear murmurs echoing through the grounds. I order a boy to ride ahead, and when he returns, he informs me that there is a gang of illegal poachers ahead of us. This presents an ideal opportunity to inflict some justified pain on some unsuspecting souls and ingratiate myself with my nephew at the same time. I could round up the ruffians and present their heads and hands to Arash without much issue. I mean, yeah, time for a hunt. 67% chance he's impressed. Was he impressed? I don't. Shredding this mortal coil, what does this mean? As I continue my tour around the grounds, I hear unfamiliar voices all around us. Suddenly, I find my entire party surrounded by women in hoods, pointing knives and bows directly at me. One of the assassins steps towards me and presses her knife firmly into my side. Happy hunting, my lord. We've come hunting Shahs. Though I am first startled, it quickly becomes clear this is just an act. The assassin gives me a wink, and I observe their weapon is made entirely of wood and dull on the sides. They expect me to play along and foil the attempt on my life. Well, do not do that to me. Have at it, you wench. Or just get off me. Yeah, have at it. What the hell? I thought I just died. That was terrifying. And time for a tribute. And he refused. Everybody's just refusing my tributes. I thought, you know, that we would get that. Apparently as well, we just got 10 living children. We just had another daughter. We just got an achievement for that. Have 10 living children. And for Dynasty Legacies, I'm going to keep working my way up the Silk Road one. So this one, we get more diplomacy per level of fame. 10% more diplomatic range, and with the decision to reinforce relations with Silk Road communities can now be taken more than once per life. So let's go with that. But let me know in the comments, should I vassalize the zombies or leave them to get up with their own thing? Silk Road trade, come on, I'm desperate to get this trait. And there we go, settling in for dinner. So a gift from Marzaban. At dinner, I find an opportunity to demonstrate my majesty. My possession is rich with valuables and talented people, and perhaps I can integrate myself with him if I leave a little piece of me behind. I'm not leaving somebody there. We could give him a puzzle, but no. 145 gold and it becomes more majestic. We'll do that. Oh, sorry. Did I forget to say as well? I had comments telling me how to pronounce this properly. I have been butchering the name of the capital. I hope I haven't already said this because I can't remember. But apparently it is pronounced Barmiyan. So not Barmain, it's Barmiyan. So I gotta try and remember not to butcher that. And who ate all the pastries? Food has been piled high once again this evening, as I had come to expect. However, the little pastries I had grown so fond of seemed to be absent. I turn to Marzaban Suri with a quizzical expression on my face. I know you expected more pastry, my Shah, but Cook assured me every last one went missing just before it was ready to be served. We tried to catch the thief, but the gluttonous villain is far too elusive. Not too elusive for me. We can try and find out. Doesn't look like we found out. So a memorable performance. So it would seem Suri has decided to put on a performance for my amusement this evening. I sit at the feast table eagerly awaiting my entertainment when Suri appears before me in armor. Behold, I am the mighty Kavas, and I will deliver the vile Sharfalzin of Ghurid to his maker personally. Before I can respond, a wooden sword is placed in my hand. This is no doubt a performance of the time my annexation against Kavas ended in victory. I wonder, should I indulge this? So is he pretending to be this guy? Did we fight this guy? Oh, I guess, yeah, he's probably had land up here then. So we can reenact and take him down once again, and we become friends. And time for tribute. And he refused. Why does everybody feel the need to refuse? Buddhism and Zunism. So I have heard that the people of Rukhaj practice Buddhism in conjunction with their own Zunist beliefs. And now that I'm here, I can see the religions interweaving everywhere, which that is interesting because that's what we're trying to do as well. So a peculiar and enthusiastic peasant approaches my entourage and begins studying our religious iconography with vigor. By Zun, a group of Mahayans here of all places. Pray, tell me, my lord, would you teach us of the Mahayan ways of worship? So I can teach them. I am more interested in hearing about Zunism. He becomes our friend, and we get a 50% discount if we convert. Come join my court and be a friend. Yes, and he's a knight for us now, so we have a Zunist in our court for the first time, I believe. Silk Road trade, come on. Damn. Oh, and again, it is so difficult to get those. Only now a 4% chance. Punjabi women. So I've seen the world beheld in many wonders in my travels, but I have never beheld such beauties as the one I've seen in Hangu. Truly, Punjabi women are a cut above the rest. One particularly fascinating specimen has taken my eye of late. A peasant woman by the name of Atara. So, she can become our lover. You know what? Yeah, you can just join my court and become a lover. And you know what? Why not become a spouse? We are allowed secondary spouses. So there we go. Come here, wife of mine. So we now have 3 wives. I'm sure my other wives love that. Come on, I'm spamming these Silk Road trades. Come on, we've got to get lucky. But for our final stop, we are having a cultural festival. So let's see how this goes. Oh no. Suri, whose court we recently visited and become friends with him, he just died from stress at only 25. So now his son is ruling it. Wow. Pfft. Great, we just become friends with him as well, so we got stress from that. So, to the prettiest. The stage in Chitral has been set up with hay, flowers, and interesting guests. 3 different goats stand in the center, accompanied by their proud owners. Dory gestures to me from the other end of the dais and says, "Ah, there is our judge." I look around, trying to see if she's referring to me, but there's no mistake. I start walking towards her while she continues. "Welcome to our annual animal fair, where the prettiest goat will be crowned." When she talks, I notice she's sneakily pointing at the one on the left. We get crowned ugly animal, judged animal contest, or increase cultural acceptance. You know what? If you want the one on the left, we'll say the one on the left fine. And we have an unexpected performer. So acrobats jump in colorful attires. One of them opens his mouth to catch a ball, but another one throws, and the public erupts into cheers. The music soon follows. I've heard this song before, perhaps. Most of them sound too similar. Even from the days I can hear the peasants loudly singing along. And the dance in the field of woof, woof, woof. A figure decides to join in, stealing the jug and in balls. Get that dog. We can get a dog. No, let's just chill in peace. Enjoy it. Time for tribute. And they gave in. Nice. So a stop on the way. Traveling through the muddy streets of Canard, people are a rare sight. Empty houses, derelict. A child plays with a dog in silence and hides away when he sees our entourage. A local priest points at the Lord's home and we follow. My admire Shah Farzid. A reverend welcomes us in his dusty hallway. It's a big honor to have you visit our humble domain. If you'd like, please stay for the night and join us for supper. You know what? Let's go see. So a stop on the way. The banquet. The oil lamps cast a light so feeble that it's nearly imperceptible. An old servant serves us food, fish unspiced. The English? No. Okay. So Revan seems a bit too nervous, talking about the difficulties of ruling such a poor area. The impossible taxation. The last priest we had left after just a couple of months, he mutters. He breaks into a crying mess immediately after, burying his face in his hands. I must be honest with you. My intention inviting you here was to steal from you. So let's see what we can do about this. I mean, we're wrathful, so we're not just going to forgive that. Like, I do feel bad. He was honest, but make him pay 5 gold or my guards will have a chat with you. Apparently it's tyranny. So, yeah, you should pay for this. Like, that's fair enough. He got away lightly with that. Ooh, what is this? The death of Sheikh Adi. So stories have spread across the region about a great holy man living in Naviv who is called Sheikh Adi. Though he was a devout Sufi mystic who preferred to keep to himself, his steadfast asceticism, endless wisdom, and purported miracles earned him a large following. Sheikh Adi recently passed away, but even this is not enough to deter his followers, who include not only pious Muslim locals, but also those who practice the ancient beliefs long held by the peoples of northwest Iran. The detractors, his followers, worship him excessively, but locals claim he does not deserve veneration as a truly great man, and perhaps one who is more than meets the eye. Either way, it appears Sheikh Adi's teachings are blending together with the local spiritual practices and ideas in this region. It remains to be seen how influential his memory will remain in the long run. So a new faith, which is present where? I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, 0 people, 0 counties follow that faith. What about people? Well, there's no one in the world following it right now, but likely emerge around the county. Oh. So it'll likely emerge around this place over here in a few decades. Okay, that's interesting. So we'll see. Maybe that's another faith we'll have to see. I want to check. The Fatimids going really strong. The Abbasids have lost Egypt. The Bahrain's not doing so good. Chola's doing okay. Kiev Rus, though, is still going quite strong, to be fair. And there we go. We have returned home. Your grand tour conclusion. So we only gained 1,200 prestige, but we do get some more taxes now. I was hoping to get a little bit more prestige than that. I don't know, to be honest, if we're going to be able to do it this life. We're looking at 9,000. We're not even halfway there. Yeah, that's not good. We're already 51 as well, so it's going to be really tough to try and do that. So I'm trying to see if there's anything we can do for some easy prestige. I mean, the obvious one is war, but we are in the stabilization phase, so that's not as easy to do as it should be. But yeah, we need 5,000 more prestige, which is not great at all. We can reinforce relations, though, because we have that dynasty legacy. We've done Middle Eastern both times, which I think is the best one for us to get, as that does increase our stewardship and stuff, but East Asian does increase our diplomacy and prestige. You know what? Let's try that. In particular, I have decided to reinforce relations with the East Asian communities in my realm. A lot of these people come from lands far away, particularly the Middle Eastern Kingdom, which is claimed by many for being a land of justice and learning, one that has no equal among the realms of the world. So a little bit more prestige. I mean, we could now flip to a diplomacy focus and start going down a majesty focus. Just see if we can maybe get this. We can lay with our now dead nephew's wife. No thanks. That would be a bit awful, wouldn't it? Too many held duchies. I mean, we could create some titles. You know what? Let's actually go ahead and create the Duchy of Herat, and we'll also create the Duchy of Badakhshan. And what we'll do, we'll give these away now to some vassals. That has taken us to 3,600, which is not bad. But I got a feeling it's not going to be enough. And we hold a lot of land right now. We hold 13 counties. So there's not really anywhere we can give these duchies to. So for now, we're just going to hold them. That is fine. Oh, we can bring in an East Asian specialist. We get more stewardship, learning. Titles are cheaper, which we just made some, so that's great. Let's do it. The Asian specialists. In the present era, there are many along the Silk Road who believe the peoples of the Far East are to be experts in administration and skilled in the fine arts of learning. Perhaps such an assessment is a great exaggeration, based on the fanciful tales and questionable stereotypes, but there is no doubt that many talented people live in those regions. Anyways, due to my connections with the local Eastern community, I've come into contact with some rather talented individuals with abilities in a wide variety of fields, ranging from poetry to hydraulics, history, agriculture, military logistics, and more. Here we go, nice. But, can we do this though? It's gonna be tough. I don't know if it's possible. Do we have a court position that can get us more prestige? We should do. Oh, it actually doesn't look like we do. An inappropriate exchange. So my son Nassar seems to enjoy our latest feast immensely. Afterwards, he couldn't stop talking about the feelings that locking eyes with one of our younger servants has caused in him. Lustful, greedy, or gregarious. You know what? Be lustful. Our player here right now, he is 26. He's not great, to be honest with you. So, honestly, if we are going to disinherit at some point, it's probably going to be him. But I have arrived in Bamiyan to pay homage to you, glorious Shah, as a show of my loyalty. So, this is the humans. I wait patiently on my throne for Marzaban human, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference. As attendants bring forth his gifts of coin and precious objects, the oath is taken. And scribes record his pledges to serve the Ghurid Shardom. So let's see, what do we get? 50 gold, 150 prestige. Nice. Is there a way to make forming a culture cheaper? I don't really believe there is, right? Unless we took something off, which I don't really want to do. Although, all of this land, like around here, does need to be taken for us to form Bactria, so some wars would not be a bad idea, and some people we can do de jure ones. Although, one of the things we need to do is, of course, get Bactria, and that does require, like, a lot of this land, but here. So, if the phase hurry up and changes, we can do some duchy wars. That should get us some prestige, although it's actually just going to cost us prestige to start the wars. So that's probably not a good idea. Oh, we need a tax collector. There we go. My player heir and son. You do that. We're up to 28 gold per month. And you want to arrange a betrothal. My son and ward. You know what? I'm not ready to marry my son off just yet. Whoa, did you see that? Our friend, he had a barony. He lived to 102. And he didn't even have whole of body. And he was having children in his 90s. Fair play. Yeah, the phase is changing, but then, yeah, that's going to cost us a lot of prestige. We need, like, a lot more. I don't think it's going to be possible, sadly. My son. So there we go. Let's go with another son, and we're going to call him Armin, which I believe is now our 11th or 12th child. Yes, we have 12 children. We're going to have to try and manage, remember their names, remember who they are, and make sure they all get married, which that's going to be very fun. That is so many children. That is like some of the most children I've ever had in this game. Oh, no. And our caravan master, he just disappeared without a trace, actually. Oh, he was the guy who couldn't have children and couldn't be married, so we couldn't force him to have children. He was brought to us by our marshal. The Conquering Duchy, 507 prestige. Okay, you know what? We can host a grand tournament for 730 gold. We're making a lot of gold, so I don't mind doing that. And we're going to put level 4 prizes. And let's see if we can maybe win an event and at the same time get some prestige. So a fresh start. Let's go. Silk Road trade. And again, come on, give me the trait, please. Oh, I thought this was giving me the trait. So we have arrived at our tournament. And though not all the revelers have arrived yet, throngs of people wander through the colourful surroundings, all looking forward to the forthcoming displays of skill and prowess. There is no time to lose. I must begin preparing. I must be a victor at absolutely any cost. As soon as we can, we'll go to the tourney grounds. This often gives you the most qualification points. We only got 20% chance. Nah, damn, it's going to be rough if we don't qualify for either. Right, another chance. So muddled up. Attention, all ye who wander here. A herald's voice cuts through the crowd, milling about the tournament, and more than a few turn to face the noise. Let it be known that entering the field right now is... The heralds gasp slightly, scanning the crowd for a name that has clearly been forgotten. Is my good lady, my good lord, the herald's hands clench and unclench spasmodically. The panic at forgetting the name of the Ashwa that was being introduced as clear as day. The said Ashwa Firaz approaches the quarreling crier with a face of thunder. So that's my player here and Sunny forgot. So Firaz, can I offer you another herald? Closer to forming a friendship with him, and his chance increases. Or I can laugh at him, ha, they forgot his name, and my score goes up slightly. Ooh. We're close. We have one more chance at the tourney grounds. This is it then, the Passage of Arms. No doubt drawn to my tournament by the promise of glory and surfeit of advisories, a foreign Ashwa have declared a Passage of Arms. He calls himself Pud Dong and claims to hail from the distant Dege land. Any Ashwa who wishes to pass his camp must break launches with him or else forfeit their pride. To be treated thusly by a foreign adventurer is sure to anger the Gur nobility. Who are you? An adventurer, flexible leader, a legendary blade master, and we can... That's a true Ashwa. Such an inspiration. And we have just qualified. So archery contest begins. It's time to show the world my skill. Come on. So this one we can sabotage someone. We have Lacan here as well. He's taking part. Who do we want to sabotage? My nephew and Chancellor or Sheik Togli? Yeah, Togli, I guess. We could become a known saboteur, though. So I sought to sabotage Sheik Togli's bow before the archery continues, subtly changing the pull of the string to throw him off. Just as I was about to take my leave, I turned to find Togil's attendant, mouth agape. Before I could react, he rushed off to tell his master. Great. Right, quiet, please. So first of all, I'm going against Togli. Best let him get on with it. Yeah, but just let him get on with it. Striking true. So now it is our turn. I am one with my bow. What gives us the best chance here? With this wind, this trajectory should suffice. Come on. One last knock. Nah, I'm out, didn't I think I'm out. Trumpets sound, the crowd clamors. Competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have our final three. In third place, the gusty Sheik Kopti. Coming in a close second, Sheik Togli. And that, of course, leaves us with our victor, Shah Farzin. Like, we straight up just won an event, so we do get an artifact now at the end. That is big for us. But next up, the recital. So, Kopti flashes an arrogant smirk my way as he ascends to the dais. And it doesn't take long for me to find out why. That very first line is a grave insult to me. The rest follows suit. I just beat you in archery, so the sound of the jeering crowd fills my ears. I have no choice but to retaliate with my own poem against Kopti's honor. So what shall we do? I have lain with his mother. He is a rakish lover. His mind couldn't be duller. His face couldn't be rougher. His mind couldn't be duller. Let's go. Lost in translation. So Kopti glares at me intently, scroll and quill still in his hand. He takes a deep breath and begins spewing some total nonsense I have no hope of understanding. Clearly, whatever he is saying matters a lot to him as he continues to stare me down intently. We can insult him again, or I must try to understand. Let's try and understand. And here we go. One last verse. Let's see. Did calling him dull win us? There we go. I knew I could win. So we won both events. So the sun comes down on the final day of the tournament and the massed crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. I had the finest aim of any in the archery. My mastery of verse saw me the worthy winner in the recital. What a great occasion. So we got a prize bow. Ooh, plus 8% night effectiveness. That's big. And paired with a prize bowl. Whoa. Minus 7% men-at-arms maintenance. That's so much money. Think of that every month. We're saving 7% on our men-at-arms every single month. We've got 800 prestige and bolstered garrison. So station men-at-arms, 10% more damage and toughness. What a great occasion. There we go. Like, them artifacts are actually really good. We're going to put the prize bow on straight away. And in our court, let's make sure we have that prize bowl down. And over time, that should start, like, saving us a lot of money. And we have returned home 5,500 prestige. So honestly, that leaves us not much more prestige to get. And we're back up to 600 gold. So I think we got to do a couple of events and we will be able... why has that gone up so much? Why is that now 12,000? Damn. Okay. A culture is going to be rough to get. But you know what? We're now in the unrest phase. I'm not sure if we keep trying to get this culture this life. I mean, we do not have the prestige for it. I've done a Grand Majesty tour. I've done a Grand Tournament and still... We're only at 5,400. So you know what? Maybe next time, tomorrow, we just carry on with some war. Maybe the culture will have to wait a little bit more until we get Bactria, maybe. I've tried, but it's not seeming likely. We're 54 now as well. Farzin, so far, has had an incredible life, but I don't see him being around for too much longer, to be honest. But I'm going to leave that there. So any tips, any advice, please let me know in the comments. But thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.